To do anything great in this life, you can't do it alone. You need a group of committed individuals. You need a team. But how do you build a team that's effective, that's truly powerful? As a big fan of Marvel's Avengers, I've discovered that this epic saga contains way more than just entertainment. It also contains the 5 nuggets you need to build your own superhero team. Let me show you. Number 1. Seek heroes from your planet and beyond.
What if I told you we were putting a team together?
A team is only as good as its members, so take your time in finding the right person for the job. Seek out far and wide for the people who excel at their specific roles. Your team members don't just have to be good at what they do, but they also have to be different. The Avengers consist of a vastly wide array of superheroes. Some of them don't even have superpowers. But what they do have is diversity, specifically cognitive diversity. Cognitive diversity is when you come into a room and you're surrounded by people who have different life experiences and different skill sets. It's a group's diverse set of perspectives and problem-solving techniques, aka heuristics. Seek out people who approach problems differently than you, who are not afraid to speak their minds, and who can provoke new ideas to challenge the status quo. As long as you all have the same values, this will be one of your superpowers. Number 2, defend your team.
We need a response team. I believe with the right push, they can be exactly what we need.
Once you've put your team together, start setting up your defenses against the outside world. Leave no stone unturned in getting your team the tools they need, the knowledge they seek, and protect them from all outside distractions.
Doesn't matter what you did, what you were.
You are an Avenger.
Team members are constantly being pulled in different directions with multiple priorities, and it's your job to shield them from all of that. Because they need time, resources, and space to get to know each other and to figure out their work environment. Your team also needs you to advocate for them, whether that's in front of your boss, your board, or your customers. Be doggedly loyal to them, and they'll prove their loyalty back to you by standing shoulder to shoulder at your next battle. Number 3, push them off the plane together.
They needed the push.
As your team starts gearing up, throw them a curveball. Give them a task that's tough, put some constraints on it, and put some urgency behind it. More than the results, what you're really looking to see is how well do they work together under pressure. Pressure is part of any high-performing environment, and it leads to 2 outcomes, failure and conflict. Don't be afraid of failure and conflict. They are merely stepping stones. Failure is a gut check to show that what you're doing as a team is not really working. And that leads to conflict, which, if handled in the right way, is how teams can build authentic cultures. It's how people air grievances and slowly start connecting with each other. By allowing your team to have smaller failures and smaller conflicts in a constructive way, you're helping build the 2 most essential things needed for a high-performing team. You're helping build trust and respect. And those 2 things, you can't fake. Number 4. Call out the game plan.
Call it, Captain.
Until we can close that portal, our priority is containment.
Every war can be broken down into a series of decisive battles and strategic moments. Before your team starts executing, you need to come up with a benchmark for success that everyone agrees on. A basic game plan comprises of a sequence of short-term objectives alongside key performance indicators to measure the effectiveness of your work and to show everyone the progress you're making. By relentlessly achieving your milestones, your team starts feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment. You start transforming your group into a state that organizational researchers call group identity and group efficacy. It's the moment when members start identifying themselves not as individuals, but as part of a team, and that they feel confident that as a team, that they can get stuff done. That's the power of a good game plan. Number 5, find your Thanos. You need to find a problem, not just any old problem. You need to find a Earth will get destroyed by a supervillain with chin issues kind of problem, because those necessitate superordinate goals. What's a superordinate goal? It's the goal above all other goals. Every team needs a mission that's challenging, clear, and consequential. Because it's the moonshot goals that will force us to leave our solitary and bickering ways behind and drive us to work together. The history of human beings has always proven that whenever a large enough problem appears, a group of good people will band together to defeat it. You as a leader have to sell that. Help your team understand why it matters and tap into their deepest motivations. Because at the end of the day, we're all looking for challenges that can define us. We're all looking for problems that we can derive meaning from. Help us derive meaning. The Avengers are a lot like us. They just have more capes and abs. More importantly, they're symbols of our greatest aspirations. And if we follow their lead, maybe we too can create our own team of Earth's mightiest heroes.
Avengers!
Assemble.